this one, because I'm really not fond of the combat system. But I can get with what's it called? Fucking investigation. There's a lot of talking though. Exit page. I don't know if anybody's talking to me now. Yay. Which is fine. But it means I've got to reset stuff up. Because I can't see nothing. Nothing, I says. Nothing. Just give me a quick second to fix my stuff up. There should be Twitch. Put it on there. Might quickly move that closer. Video producer, that's the one. Yeah, boy. That is not a great start, but that's fine. You guys will forgive me, won't you? I'm muted. I hope I'm not. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Nick, can you hear me? Should be the right device. Oh. Alright, give me a second. Can you hear me now? I'm going to type in the chat. Can you hear me now? Mic was hot. What do you mean? Try again. Hello. It could actually be incredibly low. Hold on. Is that a bit better? I've just turned the volume back up. So I had the mic volume pretty fucking low. Better. It's always low. Yeah. Give me a sec. I'm also using a new thing, so I'm not used to what my stuff is. Anywho, thank you everyone for joining me today, and welcome back to Vampyr Part 2. Anyway, greetings! Oh, that's right, I've got more people to talk to. We weren't done talking and I can't fight for shite. Fiddick's no fun. What is... Hello? We'll
Good
talk.
evening.
We got to come back to
I'm
that.
Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No,
Really?
No.
Why are you here then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes.
Wasn't that right?
Could
No,
you
we
at
hadn't
least
talked to
tell me your
everybody
names?
yet. It's mental.
Mortimer Goswick.
Alright. Do we really want to be asking him questions if his... Oh, can I do
Do
it?
you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
No, let's help. What does he have for details? Something for fatigue. We don't have anything for fatigue. Give medicine.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
Alright. We need to get something for fatigue. How painful is your throat?
Is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'll let you get
I'll
some
let
rest.
you get some rest, then.
Alright. I'll leave him for a bit until we've got something to help him. You there, miss.
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help you?
We'll
sir?
talk with
I'm
the mum.
Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
Complaints about your reception
What do you
here.
think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
You look like a nanny. Don't tell me about your social standing.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say.
Is this state of emergency? Yeah.
Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses.
Sorry if I'm
All
coughing
that
a bit.
matters.
Got a bit of a dry throat?
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
Ooh.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin.
Yeah.
if I say so.
I've got a beer.
Yes.
That doesn't help.
Thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
And it's a bit late at night for me to think about a tea.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
Ooh.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
Vampire's so underrated. Well, I can't... This is my second playthrough, so I'm kind of... I'm not sure what I'm expecting, really. And so far, the combat's a bit janky, but it's because I'm playing mouse and keyboard. But yeah, so far, so good. Hi, how you doing?
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Can't ask personal questions, alright.
Goodbye,
That's
Mrs.
fine.
Goswick.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
Alright, but we did see a thing. Give us a sec. Nah, there was a thing. I swear there was. Unless whatever I was looking at moved.
Sure we're making a difference.
Trash can. Yes. Alright. I'm needed back there. I want to do side quests. I know I've been in here. The story's good for me. The story of the game matters most. Seen a lot in which games with janky controllers, chief of which being Little Nightmares. I'm very keen for Little Nightmares 3. And I do hear that it's multiplayer. Do I just want to keep going down here, see what happens? Wait. Down there's where I need to go. But that's not what I want to do. I missed like 70% of the content just because I wanted to focus on the main mission. I, personally, am really big on the side quests, and I want to get as much world lore as I can. So I'm not keen on rushing through this if I don't have to. And I do plan on uploading these playthroughs to YouTube once I can. Little Nightmares 2 was an amazing game. My jaw hit the ground with Little Nightmares 2. Excuse me, sir.
Please, sir. I need help bad.
What's going
He
on?
looks like he
I'm
needs
blight,
help.
sir. Mutant blight. I've lost my mate. Can't find him anywhere.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed from the Pembroke Hospital. Please, calm down and give me more details.
Oh,
Oswald and
beautiful.
myself were both infantry, sir.
I was going to say, I should do a
We were en route for the
playthrough
hospital,
coming
but-
up to Little Nightmares 3,
But we had a disagreement.
where I just go through the world
Oswald
and
ran
see
off
what I
towards
can
the
pick
canal.
up.
How long have you been searching?
Do a little breakdown of the
can't
world
go
and know what
there.
it's like.
Too many rats by the water. Bucking rats. Can't stand them since the war, sir. Can't stand them at all.
Don't be ashamed, Mr. Blight. Many soldiers who survived the trenches suffer from musophobia. I'll see what I can do for your friend.
Musophobia. Okay. About your
Can you
friend.
Tell me about your friend.
His name is Oswald Thatcher. We survived the war together. Oswald is nervous and quite fragile since we came back from the war.
Because I do want to go through horror games and kind of do more deep dives into the world and the lore behind them. I think that's what I'm kind of hoping to approach my channel like. And more than enough stories with rats eating sleeping soldiers alive. Yeah, imagine that, but you wake up it doesn't happen to you, it happens to your buddy sleeping next to you. That would rack my brain.
Where was your friend the last time you saw him?
He went down by the canal. He didn't want to go to the hospital. I think he went to the sewers on purpose. So I couldn't go after him.
His friend's sick. He's gone to the sewers. There's something wrong with his friend if he wanted to isolate himself that badly. What are you doing here?
This is a dangerous part of town. What are you doing here?
We were looking for the Pembroke Hospital. We both need help.
He needs help.
Treatment, I mean. To get some sleep. Just need to feel better, sir.
What can you tell me about yourself?
I'm Oswald's best friend. We served in the same regiment, sir. Taken care of each other since we came back from the front.
I have all the information I need for now. If I find anything out about your friend, I'll let you know as soon as I can.
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
I feel like I could do that as a cosplay. Maybe.
It's locked.
Hold on. Local investigation event, yada yada. Hideout. Hideout. And all the best you can possibly hope for now is therapy. I would keep away from shell shock medicine. Ooh, right. This day and age. Yeah, you don't want those treatments. Alright, is there a way to get like the quests, like side quests, up for myself? Ah, that's being tracked, okay. Ah, okay, cool. Into the backyard garden. It's kind of... let's see what the other mission's like first. Where's that take us? To the docks. Okay, I can't quite get there yet. But I can do that quickly. Isn't even his neighborhood. That's not good. The other side of that bridge isn't safe enough for me just yet, so I'll leave that alone. I wouldn't trust most early 1900s medicine. Right? Aluminium powder. Let's go. That was a don't cough in public sign. We did that building. Probably opium. Give me that sweet opium. Alright. Let's have a quick squiz around. I'm not seeing... to make a mask. Beautiful. Check the bins. That is locked. I feel like that's where we've got to go. Oh, he's not nearby. Is that a person out there?
Skal voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Aha, we found a skull. Eat him. Get off, please. Thank you. Oh, I'm out of ammo. Alright, this is pacifist, right? Do whatever you kind of like. I want to be as pacifist as possible, I reckon. Like, I've never played the game before, so I don't entirely know what I'm doing. But, I want to be nice. So I'm trying not to hurt people where I can. Find a lost wallet. Ooh. I'd be impressed if the wallet got up here. Is there a... Pacifists are more fun. No, I bet. Rogue Skull. It is just one. You bitch. Oh. Whoa! Nice. Find more noble name for these chaps. Did with the vampire. It's interesting because I'm not sure what they are. They give me this ghoul type vibe. Jesus, this close to the hospital too. That can't be good. Like a mule, not a horse, not a donkey, but a lesser of both. Yeah, that's fair. Photography of smiling and loving couple with a few words written on the back. Milton and Pippa forever.
So,
Or
Mr. Hooks and Nurse Hawkins are
Strigoi.
Those two have hidden their affections well.
If they were any part sentient, Thrall would have almost worked too. Oh, where am I? Not icy creatures. For me, Thrall doesn't give me the icy creature type of vibe. Thrall, for me, is like dominated minion. Okay. Hey, back at the front door of the hospital again. Where is Clay Cox? We need to. Thrall is ghastly. Evil spirit type of thing. Ah. I was gonna say a ghast is almost appropriate.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet with all the money and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
Fair point.
Admit it. Nurse Hawkins is more than your lover. She's also your partner in crime.
Of course she is. How else could I tell which bed is free? I need to know that.
Have you no shame?
Don't you see the city is crumbling down? Today people are ready to pay to get a hospital bed. Tomorrow, we may be fighting for food.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
I just told him he's a lover.
Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
fair. Especially, consider what's going on for them right now. Like, you turn a blind eye to this because they're required.
I'd like to...
Wise choice, Dr. Reed.
Milton's shotgun. Nah, let's see what we get. They are in an apocalypse-esque scenario. True. In the 1920s, interracial relations was a radical thing. Till 1960s. Yeah? Fatigue. Fatigue. I don't think I've got treatments for fatigue. Let's go back to my room. But, when I think... I'm not gonna go to bed. What do I need? Can cure fatigue. Glass vial, quinine, ferrous tartrate. I've got none of that. Shit. Alright. No, that's fair. Anyway, back to the topic of thralls and stuff. Where I hear the word thrall a lot is from vampires. So you get vampiric thralls, but that's in traditional media? I know it from Dungeons and Dragons. It's the people under the service of. The game that bothers me is grinding for supplies. Oh yeah, which I'm not gonna do. Find a local command post, the guard of Pruin, and they're a bit out of my level. So I'll tackle that later. I will track that. Hold on. Is there... Ooh, no other investigations? We'll track that for now. Thralls like servants, so just imagine ghosts when I do. Which is fair. Right, since you know thrall is from the Old Norse thrall, meaning a person who is in bondage or serfdom. Alright, I can't quite do that yet. Nerd. We're all nerds here. Believe it or not. I'm just happy that I read Thrall right. Because there are two words in Norse, two letters in Norse, which are that letter in the start of the Old Norse Thrall is the TH sound in Norse, where, to be fair, we're watching someone with TTRPG tag. I doubt you wouldn't expect to find nerds here. Oh, mate, I'm gonna find so many fucking nerds. I think yeah, the letter that you use at the start of Thrall is a tabletop role-playing game. So the letter that you used at the start of Thrall is the TH, which is used in Othin. So where we in English get Odin is because of that letter, because the closest in English we have is the D sound, or the D letter, so we commonly know it as Odin. Where Thor in Old Norse is Tor, which their letter for it, actually I think it also looks kind of like a D. So in Old Norse you've got Othin and Odin. Othin and Thor. If you wanted to say those Norse gods in proper Old Norse. I say that as if I got that right. I'm pretty sure that's right. I am very confident. Just watch me be wrong. Like in D&D, TTRPGs, as well as Warhammer Wrath and Glory. True. What am I doing?
I cannot enter.
The door is locked. There are a few different TTRPGs. I quite like them. My housemate is, they have created a TTRPG. Excuse? Is there anyone around? Didn't think so. Keep out. Quarantine influenza. By the Board of Health. Health Officer. John something. Quarantine. Contagious disease. One shall enter or leave quarantine without written something of the local authority. And authorized personnel shall enter, destroy, or remove this card. Sweet. So they just can't just keep the cards. Which is a good idea. Oh. And bullets, you say? Welcome to the old morgue. There'll be plenty of skulls down here. It'll be interesting because unlike vampires, these ones require flesh. So I'm interested to see what creates... Ooh, we're gonna start making medicine. There we are. We in a cesspool now. Yeah, I can hear him. I wonder if... We're gonna go this way first. That's what I thought, dead end. But it means we can investigate. I do like the idea that a vampire is very... Can't see anything up there. The Striga are clearly much more aggressive and animalistic than their average vampire. Almost as if they completely lose their humanity, like a Wendigo. Ah. Don't like that I can't see. So what's that telling me? Don't sell items. Alright, I think they might have just unlocked that door for me. Welcome to the old morgue. Ah, there will be enemies upstairs. I don't like that it won't let me see him.
It's locked.
That's locked. I think that's where I need to go. I can't say I've ever heard of Strigoi. Ooh, shillings. Now where are the bloody keys? Yeah, they'll be bloody alright, I reckon. Yeah, now I can. Only there, though. Only one. Eat. Just a little bit. No.
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza.
Okay. Could be a sickness. It's interesting that it looks like it's doing some kind of scaly effect on the arms. And what is it? I'm picking up watery blood. Cigarette case. Quinine. Anything else? Something will be behind those doors. I'm not going to go there. I know Skal is...
This key will surely grant me access to the basement.
The key. The bloody key. Oh. Oh! Oh, this game's not gonna be nice to me. All right. Anyone else? Now listen here, game. I don't actually appreciate jump scares. It's a very cheap form of scare. Someone was trying to get away. That is a pre-one, dude. Yeah, you goofed coming in here. Pre-one, that'd be a doctor. Oh. Like a psychological. Yeah, of course. Like, I don't mind being uncomfortable.
I cannot enter.
Ah, more locked doors, okay. That's fine. Like, I don't mind being uncomfortable. Oh, Strigoi in Romanian mythology are troubled spirits that are said to have risen from the grave. Essentially zombies. Except they can transform into an animal, and become invisible, and gain vitality from the blood of their victims. I'm not sure these things are gaining vitality. And they're not after blood. Ah, this is where the fucking thing would have come from.
Balls of Mars. Fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective.
Zombie-like,
But
though. Yeah.
they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful.
I'm gonna have to keep going upstairs. Alright, top floor. That's not an openable door. Give me a jump scare, go on. It'll be on my way down. Was that a Oh shit. Alright, I take it back. That does seem vampire enough. Oh no. Now, I think one thing that is part of the canon, there fully could be. One thing that's part of the canon is that teleportation. Alright, that is a skull.
These Skal feed from corpses and the husks of animals. They're not after blood.
They're rabid, not commanded. Too mindless. But what's... Not sure if they... yeah, you can see... pox marks. Look like they're growing. They look like wounds. Summoned more than controlled? Not sure they're summoned. It's definitely an infection of some kind. There's something there I'm not picking up. I gotta back up. Hey, get off this. Give me the blood, please. There we go. Hey. Right, maybe it's the Spanish flu. I mean, sure, the actual Spanish flu never came to home. It's a rabies. Then again, this game is not exactly realistic. Fair. Oh, look, I'm not going to dismiss theories right now. I'm just kind of picking up ideas. Hughes humanity could be viable. I'm tempted to call them almost ghoul-like. I don't like that one over there. Oh no, it's a rogue skull. Never mind. He's fine. Rabies comes to mind. Well, we've also got to take into the account supernatural elements. So whatever happens isn't entirely centered on realistic things. Because it's through blood and flesh. Here we go. Oh, what's it doing? New citizen investigation. Okay. Tab. So you gotta pick up wrong target. Oh. All right. Samuel Connor, Caucasoid, male, 39, address unknown. Fisherman, type of death natural, cause of death. I mean, technically we're infected too, so what separates us from the Skals? You got a good point. I mean, like, we've got some fair, decent separation. I guess what does is the fact that we maintain our humanity. We're infected by a vampire, not a Skal. As well as right now, we're not sure what's infecting the Skals. Fast progressing pneumonia by virus-induced pulmonary consolidation. Okay. Dr. Corcoran. Tippett, Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. He's Dr. Corcoran Tippett. Oh, okay.
Mr. Connor's injuries don't match the report. I'd better look into this.
I was gonna say, that guy is cut up. New offhand weapon. Sorry. The monkey in me. It's like, whoa. That does stun though. Blood absorption. There we go. Same epidemic. Maybe the Skals are the same. Just vampire race, like a subspecies. Could be. Corner of the lips.
Traces of a pinkish foam at the corner of the lips. Some sort of drug overdose, perhaps?
It's foam at the mouth. Open chest means there has been a autopsy done on the body, I imagine.
The chest was originally open to perform the operation. The sutures are clean, but the chest has been reopened.
Oh. A drug overdose?
A puncture over the left lung, possibly a chest tube insertion. Not the cleanest work, but I think it was successful.
Okay.
Multiple abrasions and scarring on the arms and legs. Old and distinctive injuries of a sailor or a fisherman.
Okay. Chest hemorrhaging.
Signs of internal bleeding. So, Dr. Tippett's anesthetics were incorrectly dosed, causing the patient's death. And then, he tried to operate on him again. Tippett has made an egregious error. It's time we talked.
Ooh. He goofed. I feel like this is evidence enough to say that Tippett is exhausting himself and needs to stop because someone's died. Because if we remember rightly, he made a comment very sharply saying that he's not too
locked.
old. That is a very long burning candle if it's still there. Yeah, fuck that box. Ooh. He is fast. Get off. Tippett's exhaustion is now hurting more people. And as a doctor is now responsible not to get a decent night's sleep. Exactly right. Oh. Where's that door closing? This is a wide room. Really? I'm never not gonna hear that now. I mean, doctors are overworked, but a countrywide epidemic. True, but there comes a point where you need to be able to stop and identify that you're now doing more harm than good. Oh. Oh. You. Ooh. They do have vampiric powers by the looks. Shadow clone jutsu apparently, right? Oi. Oi. Oh, come on. It does seem that it's stronger than a... Go on. Oi. This one does feel a lot more close to a vampire. Well, a big element of this game is blood transfusion, so it wouldn't feel wrong for this game to have, like, someone try transfusing blood
These Skals can be so
into people.
ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. blood is so tempting.
Nah. True. Well, we were us a So our character, an expert in the field of blood transfusions. It feels like almost like if a corpse was infected with vampire plague, right? I mean, like us, a leading surgeon, our expertise is blood transfusions. What if the vampire that infected us did it on purpose? To try and create these things, or perfect a way of making more vampires without turning into a skull. Well, I'll go with that running theory. It's
Sodium hypochlorite. Dangerous,
at least
to
at the
administer,
moment,
but efficient
they
in
are
proper dosage.
vampire-like, but not right. Malevolent vampire grand scheme. Yeah, I think that's what I'm leaning towards. Like a big bad vampire wanted this to happen. Oh. Do I want to... No, don't make this into anything until I leave. Because I need to complete the mission. Because who knows if I turn that into stuff and then it just kind of fucks the mission up. Oh, I did see that. Sorry. Gotta go. Alright. Gotta go night-night before leveling up. I thought you'd tell me you were going night-night, and I'm like, alright, I don't know what that has to do with leveling up, though. Excuse me, what do you think you're running off to? Can I just give him a chew, please? Can I just do that? Thank you. Num num num. Especially Dr. Pippet. Tippet? Tippet. That's the one. Have I been in here? Yes. That's the way out. Your health regenerates slowly over time. Tip-top is a Mimimir? Oh, please tell me I read that right. A Mimimir? He needs a Mimimir. Mimimir. his sleep time. That's great. Me 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 me. Mr. Tippett. Oh shit.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Oh, I got stuff.
Corcoran, I want you to tell me about Mr. Connor. How did he die? What happened?
He was my patient. He died because of my mistake. That's the blunt truth.
What was the nature of the mistake?
It was a twofold error. My diagnosis was wrong, and the administered dosage was too strong.
Who was this patient?
I don't know. Some sick man from the docks, maybe a fisherman. I had no time to talk with him. No one claimed a body.
Aw.
Why not stop practicing?
Are you mad? I killed that man, I admit it, and it won't happen again. I have saved so many lives since then.
Fair. I think we're gonna need to really... Yeah, I think we're gonna need
Goodbye,
more,
Dr.
because
Tippett.
he definitely killed a man, but it won't happen again. We're going to need evidence of more mistakes before we can make him... At least he's trying his best. That's true. The problem being, though, is... if your best is getting people killed, you need to really stop and reevaluate. And his problem is his exhaustion. It's like trying to... He shouldn't lose his job. He just needs some rest, which he refuses to do so. Exactly, which he needs rest.
Good
The problem
evening,
being,
Miss
though,
Good
is
evening,
if he
Doctor.
refuses to rest, that should be a reason to lose work. Because if he's not responsible enough to stop and take a break when he needs it, which in a field actively puts others in harm's way, he shouldn't be doing what he's doing.
Tell me what Dr. Tippett did. I know his mistake caused a patient's death.
If I had not covered up his error, Dr. Tippett would have been fired from this hospital. I could not let that happen.
You can't allow your emotions to dictate your conduct concerning patients, Nurse Brennan.
Not exactly
Look around
right.
you, Dr. Reed. Do you really think we can afford to lose a brilliant practitioner like Dr. Tippett's in our situation?
I do want... This is not a situation for me to be very passive in. Took a great risk. I understand what he did. Because I do understand why they're doing it. It doesn't make it right.
To clear Dr. Tippett's name must be the decision of Dr. Swansea. You can't take matters into your own hands.
I respect Dr. Swansea's authority and management, but he's no idea what happens here on a daily basis. I did what I had to do.
Fair enough. Oh.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
There's a moral implication there. They might be upstairs. Oh, I've got to create treatment for fatigue. Okay. Oh, which I can only make one. Okay. Bring it to Dorothy Crane. We should not reveal anything. If we do this, a serious setback in medical research on the virus. There's so few doctors that were actually here. True. Where's... Excuse me, miss. Where have thou gone?
It's locked.
Dr. Tippets. Strickland and Ackroyd. Okay. Dun 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 dun. Is Pippa the one we're after? Like Dorothy. According to this, she's over here somewhere. Hello.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
You've got a good point.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
We're gonna have a... Diseases decrease the blood quality of a citizen. Use the correct medicine to heal them. Speak to the patient in the room behind Dorothy to check his medical status.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
I'm okay.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
Not right. Give the medicine.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
Now we can ask him personal questions.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
No, we healed his fatigue.
I have to go
we'll
now,
leave
sir.
it be.
But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
He's so passive. We cure people for the morality. Citizens look for citizens and choose wisely. How about we don't? Just means we're gonna struggle a little bit, but we're not gonna eat people. But we don't listen to the bloodlust and act like a normal doctor game, right? Oh shit. I can actually just scoot out. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Ooh, that's a stamina thing. I do like that. I slept. Stamina is always good, speed is always good, right? Because so far I've only done a few things. Is there actually a speed one? Autophagy, I want to upgrade a little bit. Cost and recovers 3. So it wasn't... No, recovery 3. 200 healing, 250. Because we're getting hit a bit while we're learning how to play, so I want to That was most of our hit points, though. Oh, yeah, because that would have been level 2. I think that's what this game's trying to get at. XP. Right, shame there's no easy way to do it. We are good people. These are good people. Major district. Every night, the consequences of your actions may improve or degrade the district health. Can also be degraded due to diseases spreading among the citizens. Gotcha. Alright. In which case, we've dealt with him. Clay we need to do treatment for. We've got 2 unknowns. Blight, that'll be his buddy. And Thelma. I think those are the different social circles. So we've got to deal with Clay's fatigue while we can. Do we know Delaney? No, that's the drunkard from the other place. Okay. Dorothy. Do we know a Dorothy, or have we heard of a Dorothy? Single upgrade took an hour. Oof. You know what we'll do is we'll just play the game and we'll see how we do. Because I really don't feel like the grind. Ooh. We know Crane. Remember from where? Right. Alright, where have they gone? We've got an unknown lady over there. Person.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss.
He just needs a break.
I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
I will continue to keep looking, see if there is an alternate thing we can do about Dr. Tippett.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
That's not good. So the old one. So that's Dr. Tippett again.
How close are you to Miss Horcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of my blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
Fair.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
Fair point. I'd imagine for a guy like him, someone that's not bringing up the scars and whatnot would be very refreshing.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
Ooh. I think with World War One and such, there were just wars in general. There is a very clear separation between
Damn. The pain.
Oh shit.
It's there again.
Very clear separation between an officer and an actual soldier.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion make me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
I've got a lot of questions to ask now.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
The worst part is the only general, which was one of the men, I should say, ended up betraying France. No.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Horcroft.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for life.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
Good point.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the Dockers' trade union. The Wet Boot Boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Clay Cox. We know a Clay Cox, don't we?
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
Sweet. We almost killed. Hold on, I
Goodbye,
do.
Mr. Ham.
That's the one. Where is it? Clay Cox. Yes, I remember the one. We'd mesmerized him and we had to fight it off. So he's a gang, was a gang leader.
Hello again, Doc.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke. Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
The gangs. Yeah. Speaking of the gentleman, how's Rob? Is he doing alright? He's alright. He's day off today. I was gonna try and get him to play Helldivers with me tonight, but they got things on, so I left him to it.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks.
An asylum?
And I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Oh, you're gonna be interesting.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
He's a man of God that runs an asylum. Whew, we watched this one. He could be fully good. Like, totally a good soul. But a man of God in an asylum, that's a rough combo.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest, and then I can go back to the people who need me.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
He's also a community pillar, so I doubt we'll see him pass on soon at all.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor.
Personal questions.
Tell
me about Thomas.
Why do you feel so attached to Mr. Elwood? Why him?
I'm not sure, Doctor. I think we have a bond of some sort. We've both suffered so much. He's the only mortal I find interesting.
True. This can only go two ways. He's either a lover of all men, his heart completely derived of hate to the point where he is pure as a monk, or absolutely a sadistic psycho. Oh, I don't know. There could also be the zealot type of way. It's like, I'm a man of God, I'm here to help you. But it's fucking like cultist almost type of deal. The way he preaches about people as his flock is a bit of a funny statement. But we just see where it goes, because he could be fully a pure soul. We'll see how he goes. But I believe he's just a very devout man. True. He even does say that he is converted, so he wasn't always this way.
Would you say you and Mr. Elwood are romantically involved?
No. No, Thomas is a delicate soul. Even though he disguises it. But I am not the woman he needs. No, for I am a vampire, Doctor.
Do you plan to make him a vampire too?
Of course not. How could I inflict my curse on anybody else? I'm not that cruel, Doctor.
Ooh. I love that.
Tell me, Thelma, what do you really know about vampires?
I saw one and he saw me. I watched him hunt and kill. I saw his terrible wounds heal as his victim died. And then I knew I was saved.
You mean you actually saw a vampire? Here in London?
Yes. And it has been the answer to my pain. I must drink and kill to regenerate my decaying body. I am a vampire
He's got a very
too.
good point. I'm not going to combat her on what she thinks she knows. I don't want to call her delusional either.
You have no idea what problems your claim could cause if heard by the wrong people, Miss Howcroft. You must stop this nonsense now.
Why fear the truth? Strange things live in the dark, Dr. Reed. Strange and ancient beings that were here before this island even had a name.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
It was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
Cool.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities. Good evening, Doctor.
Dr. Reed.
The moment other people start dying because of him, there's going to be an issue. Mutated form of rabies. I definitely don't think it's rabies. I do want to go with it is supernatural. I feel like in the age of science and discovery, this is where we're getting some mutation to have immortality. I feel like in the modern era, we are definitely seeing like our science can only be stretched so far, as well as when you're experimenting with some things, you don't always know what the results are, you know? So if you're doing like a blood transfusion, putting vampiric blood into a healthy person, you don't know what the effect is going to be. Eldritch. I wouldn't say that otherworldly. But it's definitely unnatural.
I will cover for you, Dr. Tippets, by keeping what happened to Mr. Connor to myself.
I don't know what to say, actually. I can't exactly force you to become my accomplice.
You didn't force me. This is my decision to make. I believe you're still of use to the hospital, considering the situation.
Then I can make you this promise. As soon as the epidemic is eradicated, I will resign.
Good. Great. I'm happy.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippets.
That was a bit too much enthusiasm for that one, but he was getting people very much so hurt. And that was not gonna stand. So we're on to that one. That might still be a bit hard for me right now. But we need to make a treatment. There we go. Cool. Anemia, sepsis. Cool. So far we're doing alright. But where has Mr. Cox gone? There he is.
Good evening, Mr. Cox.
Dr. Reed, still working at night, I see. I like that.
And why is that?
People who don't sleep at night always seem more alive to me.
Hey.
More interesting, one way or another.
One way or another?
You're lucky to be alive, Mr. Cox. I hope you're starting to take better care of yourself.
This place is full of sickness and decay. How could I get better in such a dump?
Consider yourself lucky that I'm treating all of my patients equally.
He definitely says governor.
Don't play the innocent with me. I'm sure you have good reasons to act this way. And also weaknesses that can be exploited.
Exploited?
Do you ever think about that poor fellow I saw you push in the water?
The wound he gave me will make sure I don't forget him. Still fucking hurts. Boss had cut me good.
That man was determined to murder you. You almost died.
What a surprise. The first time I met him, he nearly shit himself. Fucking coward. I guess revenge gives you balls.
What did he want? Revenge?
I recently had to kill his brother. Poor arsehole thought it would be easy to return the favour.
Oh. Alright. You may be right. You're a monster. I feel like we want to play passively for this. Don't want to accuse him of nothing, because that makes it too personal between us two. You may be right, puts us too close. Survival at all costs makes it a question. Puts it back on him to think about.
Only the strongest survive, then? Survival at all costs. Is that all you think about?
I'm the toughest.
Don't make it an attack.
Dr. Reed. And I don't give a fuck what you think of me.
How is your hospitalization going, Mr. Cox?
This is a shitty place with shitty staff.
What an angry man.
As long as I'm treated alright, I'll be fine.
What's wrong with the Pembroke staff?
That bastard you sent to bring me here, Milton. I thought he was going to break all my bones before I reached my bed.
I see. Any other smart comments?
The nurses aren't too ugly. Especially that foxy one, Nurse Crane. Pretty brunette, tough attitude, all like that.
What's wrong with the hospital?
Come on, Dr. Reed. The place is a dump. Smelly, sad, and dirty.
But you're alive thanks to the efforts and dedication of the staff here, aren't you?
Well, this is
What are you
honest. Oh yeah.
expecting, a medal?
I feel like this is a character you don't expect to lie to you.
Part of the job. Must be an unsatisfactory profession at this time, I'm sure.
Personal questions.
How long do you think you can escape the law, Clay?
I know this city like the back of my hand, Doc. I know its streets, who to pay, who to avoid, and who to bully. I won't get caught.
Cool. We all must pay the price. Oh. Prepare to die soon. I saved him.
We can't escape the consequences of our actions. The past catches up with us in the end.
I ain't afraid of death. I don't hide who I am. I live my life honestly, which is more than I can say for most folks.
And who are you, then?
I'm the leader of the Wet Boot Boys. One day, I'll leave this shitty place and punch in the face all who thought I would not come back.
Oh.
I'll leave you.
The Wet Boot Boys. Alright.
I cannot enter.
So that way is the way I want to go. Unless I have to go around. Which, if I check my map... Oh, it's a bit of a trip. Not impossible, though. Alright. Well, if we... Yeah, I might die a few times in this next fight, but that's fine. Might have to be a bit hit and runny. Runny. Because there's some tough stuff back here. Yeah, that's 18. At least now. Level 11. Fucking level 11. This thing doesn't go very far.
He's mine!
Woohoo! Alright. Let's get some distance going. No, let's back up. All right. Where? Now let's back up. Come on. Oof. No, no, no. Definitely pushing some shit uphill. Try making that work. Find anything to eat? It's just another place to be, really, isn't it? No food. No food. None yet. There is... I'm tackling decent level stuff though, so I might struggle just a wee bit.
Look lively!
There we go. There we go. King and Country. We've seen that one a few times. We've got some food now. Hell yes, we do. Just a quick nibble. And what I might do real quick is I'm just going to go to the loo. We're just about 2 hours. So I'm going to go to the loo. I'll be right back. And yeah. Hello. How we doing? Alright, everybody, welcome back. I think this area is going to require me to cheese it just a little bit. Skulls. Use all the cheese you need. Dead inside. Ooh. Fire executioner. And rats. Ooh. This is a very open hideout. Rat pug. Exactly. Oh. Do we want it to stun harder? Probably stun harder. Ooh, this stamina drains a lot less. Oh, it's not even that huge. Let's do that one. With a module. Okay. God. Eat 10 rats. They're like caprisuns for vampires.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Steam pog. I love that sound. Associate with Ralph now. Nice. I've got to be very careful jumping down here. Because that guy wants my booty. Caprison!
I have this thirst for blood.
Give me the gun.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
That's the one. Ammo is hard to come by. You definitely know about the sawn off though. Shit. Alright. Mental note is not to make medicine until I need medicine. Oh, fuck. Alright, I'm Skal. Oh! That didn't hurt him much at all. Shit. Whoa! I can't fucking teleport? This is horseshit. Alright. There we go. Woohoo! Alright, so gun doesn't do much. Oh, at least this guy's on his own now. Hello, my kind sir. Oi. Eat him. Nom nom. Hey! What a knob. Oi. Oh! Num num. I'm gonna hide behind here. Num num num. Someone from well and truly off. Oh, he died! How did you know? He was so far away. Dude, they got Steve. I'm like, how do you know this? Ooh. Num.
I have
Ooh, Amazon Prime. Fuck yeah.
for blood.
Because that helps me out. You guys get some cool stuff.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
I gotta work on some other things for everybody. Oh, that type of fire. Aren't you boring? Num num num. Oof. Oh god. Oh. This can't be good. Channel points are still off. Abandoned investment property? Conditions? Blinker Skal. Someone with a very shiny chest over there. Oh, yeah, no, I have turned channel points off just while I'm resetting some things. Dash a mouse. Right there. Endangered citizen. Unknown, and there's a blinker skull in there.
It's locked.
Sorry, I've got to save them now. Or not at all. Curious, because I'm in a... Oh, they're level 13. Come on.
Help! The damn strangers are attacking me!
Come on. Ooh. Uh-oh. This ain't good. All right. Hello, my kind sir. How are you?
What happened? Who are you?
It's all right, sir. You're safe now.
Oh, a fellow Englishman. Thank you, sir. For a moment I thought those bloody heathens had killed me.
What are you doing here? This place is not safe.
Yeah, it's a cesspool, but it's mine. I came to collect some overdue rent. Those who still live here have gone completely bonkers.
We probably should have let him die. Shit.
Yeah, filthy immigrants. Fucking savages, every one of them. And now with this bloody fever, they're just animals.
You can find safety of sorts in Whitechapel. If you're quick and cautious, you'll be able to avoid the savages.
He'll turn to his district the following night. Okay. Oh no. F for details. He's got a cold. I can't treat him now. I can't do him. Hold on.
You had better return.
Safety.
Nothing to talk to him about now. And Whitechapel. There we go. Just gonna loot the place real quick.
Braille. I need someone who can read this.
Ooh. Unreadable text written in Braille alphabet. With the title in Roman alphabet, Cure for Blindness. We did the right thing. We can't feel bad. He just happens to be a landlord. Can't expect him to do the same thing. But we did the right thing. Landlord is not the part that consists. Landlord and racist. Not good qualities in a person, but we saved a person, which is the important part. Let's... I want to loot up here. Mr. Bates must stop. For months, for years maybe, Codagon Bates has exploited us. Mr. Bates must stop. If we had more money or proper jobs, we would never rent any of his extortionate flats. Mr. Bates must stop. We all know what revolting solution he proposes to the women who can't pay the weekly rent. Mr. Bates must stop. Let's meet him together soon and demand for immediate change. Oh, boy. What a wonderful man we saved. We definitely did the right thing. sign. Nice.
This is despicable.
Oh. I have a bad feeling all those people would have respawned. Mm-hmm. Kind of concerned what he would do though. Whew, it's howling. Ferocious. Oh. I'm curious if I can find it. It looks hairy. I'm gonna go. Okay. Oh. So far, not so bad. That's what I want, tanky bugger. Right. Let's get some of that shit back. Ooh. Better than the teleporting ones. I have a bad feeling it's healing. Whoa. Oh, I think it is. Oh shit. I was trying to heal. I was trying to do a claw attack and it wasn't letting me. You have been defeated. Oh. What have we?
Step away, sir. Oh, it ain't human, you swat.
Hey, shit, I gotta get out. Whew. Alright. I don't think fighting that is an option right now. Which is fine. If you spot one, fire.
It's a leech! Kill it!
Oh shit. Num num num. Come on. Whoa. I wasn't ready for that. Let them deal with the ferocious beast, right? I feel like I'd be curious to see if they'd fight each other. Ooh. I feel like there might be a damage type that'd be good against it. I just don't have it.
See them fence?
There we go. There we go. The despiser. Oh, give me a second until this fight's over. There we go. Anything from him? I suppose it wouldn't be too hard to get one's attention than running into the other one. Yeah. If you spot one, fire. They should. If they despise us this much, they probably hate it even less than human beings. I'm amazed they wouldn't have tracked it down by now. Don't like this silence. There's literally something screaming down the way here. They are killing it. God, they do some damage. I think because they can attack so consistently too. Like, look, it's stun locked. Ooh, I picked up a note because it died. Concerning the recruitment of the new boys in Whitechapel, I think I've found one. Elby. He's as stupid as a stool, but tough. I've asked him to prove to me he could get some drugs for the black market and deliver them quickly and nicely. Next time we meet, I'll tell him he's accepted as a wet boot boy. He must now meet the bosses to get his orders. Albert Palmer. Alright. Codeine. It is nice to know that they will fight. Yum yum yum.
I have this thirst for blood.
Alright, let's just lure him out. That way. Whoop. Oh, it's got to stop doing that. There we go. Whew. Alright. So, but that's an interesting piece of information. That the things are just as likely to kill other things. Dead inside. Wear masks and save a life. Spanish influenza. I can hear a baby and that's just distressing. So pretty much keep the components, but only make it when I need to make a treatment. Rental rooms, we've done that. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Whew.
Best stay back, sir. Oh, you! Stop there!
Oh. It's interesting that they can't identify a vampire from a distance. I don't want to... Hold on. My main quest is... Not main quest, side quest. Albert Palmer. Serious. Oh, so I'm in Whitechapel now. Okay. Umbrella, rookie. They're not the only one. What is it? It's 2 rookies and a brawler.
Turn around, sir. Stop now!
Oh, that's fair. You told me. Streams are no longer crashing. Right? As well as it doesn't seem like I'm having many frame rate issues either. Oh, hold on. Let's go there. Work my way around. Whew, skulls. At least that's only a level 10. Is that actually giving me XP or is it enemies defeated? Oh my god. Yeah, okay. Eating gives me XP.
I have this thirst for blood.
Alright. Rats are usually signs of resting place. Oh, like hideouts.
When did you join the guard? 2 days ago. This is my first patrol.
locked, all right.
It's closed. Look at it! Vicious bugger!
Yeah, that's just confirmed to them. Oh god.
That's what you do with leeches.
God. Yeah, I'm gonna be really, really weak for a long time, I reckon. Don't like hearing a baby amongst all this. All games of grinding. Grinding in a game is such an unnecessary fucking thing. Oh, we are back at Whitechapel apparently. Intro thing. God, it's with those higher level dudes.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Alright. So what's it? We've got 2 low levels and a bruiser. God damn it. Alright. There we go. Num num num. God damn it. There we go. like Subnautica. That's a very different type of thing, though. Subnautica is a survival crafting game. So yeah, it is a bit grindy. But it's grindy in a very different way. Can I kill him? Whew. God, there's a rookie in there. Oh. Oh yeah. I've been watching a lot of things and noticing a lot of trends where a lot of games will artificially buffer their playtime by padding it behind like having to grind for levels. Otherwise, like a lot of games understand that they did not make a game. A lot of developers understand that they didn't make a game with enough substance to actually be a half decent game. Or at least not make a game that's able to hold itself for long enough to actually be like, oh, what's the language I want? It pads itself to justify how much the game costs. So what turns into a like a 2-hour game, people play over 30 because they have to grind. I feel like Pokemon does XP grinding well. I do think that it follows a progression. Like, you're able to follow... You Pruin steak, you say? Stamina 30, attack speed. It's... It's not actually better. Right, it pads out the runtime of the game. Well, I mean, a lot of good games have good reliability value. I think with Pokemon, it's also a very essential part of the game that as you go further, it pads out nicer. So it's an essential part of the game, and the only time you're really grinding is when you get something new and you need to catch it up. Otherwise, it's not really grindy. People make it grindy, but it's not grindy inherently. Alright. So, 2nd of November, from Scout Lewis Cagney to Mr. Geoffrey McCullum. Do we know Geoffrey McCullum? I think we do. So, having observed the Pembroke Hospital for 2 weeks now, we can confirm vampire activity here. First, we now have proof of the presence of a female leech inside the hospital. The beast is clever. She acts like a mental patient to hide her true unholy condition. I personally sneaked inside the hospital and heard the creature whining about her need for blood since her body is decaying. But it gets worse. The administrator of the Pembroke Hospital is Dr. Swansea. According to our team leader, Amanda Tilton, who died yesterday in a fight against a Skal in the canal, he may be a member of the Brotherhood of St. Paul. if that's true, then there may be something big going on at the Pembroke. Maybe even a nest of vampires. Protected by those bloody traitors of the Stole. Oh! Okay. We don't know what to do, but we are convinced you better come quickly with reinforcements and heavy gear. Now, personally, an easy way to ensure replayability is mods. Yeah, I actually got really upset with Starfield, where they were relying on the idea that mods would pad up their gameplay. Which isn't an okay way to try it. It's not good to, like, oh no, these guys are planning to raid our hospital. Kill our patients, right? Reassure Thelma about the spies. Okay. Good stuff. Actually, do we have a... McCullum was the name. Oh. McCullum. I feel like that was a name we've seen before. It could actually be one of the notes that we saw for this mission. Pre-warn orders. Yeah, McCullum. Yeah. I feel like the pre-win are just going to get more and more intense. District healthy. Sorry. T. Elwood. Dr. Tippets again. Stop it. Thomas Elwood, aged 28. The patient's face has been severely burnt and disfigured by a bomb during the war. Even with the use of the strongest sedatives, he affirms to regularly endure severe pain from the wounds, as if the flames are still burning under the skin, he says. Examinations of the cicatrized tissues show no trace of inflammation, infection, or swelling. Scars are clean. Could it be a case of persisting nerve damage? The patient never ceased to blame himself for his disfiguration. Could be a case of guilt, guilt of the survivor. Phantom pain manifesting as a punishment for not dying with his comrades. I don't think it's fair to dismiss pain as phantom pain. Give me... Ah, yes. We've got the stuff.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
I feel like I'm going to have to convince her to keep more undercover about being a vampire. I don't want to deny her it.
I have made inquiries about the men who were tracking you, Miss Howcroft.
I did not expect a mortal to have this sort of courage. Speak, Doctor. Why are they hunting me down?
'Twas a misunderstanding. I wish there was another answer.
It was a misunderstanding. These hunters were in fact looking for a very different creature, but they mistakenly put their sights on you.
I knew it. I have become undone. Those hunters have discovered me, but they don't know what I'm capable of.
If you'll accept some advice from a petty mortal, I think you should assume a low profile and just quietly disappear into the shadows.
You are right. And you have served me well, mortal. Take this as a reward for your time. Perhaps I will allow you to drink deep of my blood. One day.
Thank you. I'll keep that proposition in mind.
Ooh. That is an interesting thing to have on person. Watery
I'll leave
blood
you,
sample.
Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities. Good evening, Mr.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Real cause.
Why do you feel responsible for the injury, Thomas? What really happened?
I wasn't disfigured by any German shells. It happened during my leave.
That is very true.
Why lie about it?
Come on. It's one thing to come back disfigured by the Germans, and it's another to get injured in an accident that could have happened to anybody.
Do we want to say surgery could help them? They don't seem too sold on it. I don't want to say you can't hide forever and anything else either. Oh, can't hide forever. I feel like at some point they're going to have to get back out there. If they're willing to give me a chance, I could try and give them a new face, but you can't hide forever. But then again...
You know you can't hide forever. One day you'll have to face your loved ones. Until that day, you have no chance of real recovery.
My friends all died in the trenches. It's shameful enough to be alive with these stupid scars. I don't want my children to see me like this.
But their children would want to see you. Doesn't matter what you look like, your children would want to see you. So the stance they're taking is quite selfish. It's understandable. Like, if you're disfigured, you don't want people to see you like that. But I think what they're not taking is an empathetic stance, where it's like their kids would want to see their father. It's better to have someone there than to imagine thinking they were dead and they found out that they were alive somewhere. That would hurt more, I reckon. It's what's in the inside accounts. Exactly.
Tell me what really happened then.
I went with a whore in Rouen. Dead drunk I was. The hotel was a shithole. There was a fire that night.
Did you start the fire? Were you trying to avoid going back to the front? That's not uncommon, you know.
No. It's just that I was asleep when the flames reached the room. The girl was long gone. Bitch never woke me up. Left me to burn.
Jesus. There is a lot of guilt there.
You told me before you don't want your children to see you like this. Do you have any other family?
My sister Agatha has raised me nippers since their mother died. Don't want them to look at me like this.
How could children despise their father injured in the war?
What do you think? They saw me once. My poor angels left the room crying. They keep on having nightmares every week, my sister told me.
Oh.
Your sister's not a child. I'm sure she has nothing but respect for a wounded soldier, and you are her brother.
You don't know my sister, Agatha. She may be young, but she's all discipline and morality. If she ever found out what really happened...
She doesn't have to know.
She's a sly one, my sister. One day she'll find out the truth and knock 7 bells out of me. Nah. I'm better off here.
He's not a very honest person. His world is very him-centered. Like, it's not like he's looking after himself. It really feels like I've made my bed so I lay in it. No, it's not even that, because then you'd be honest with people. Like, he's perpetuating his own hell, pretty much. I feel like he's got a very... Elwood. We'll keep an eye out for the name Elwood later. For your family now, the hospital is your family.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
I feel like we need to find other Elwoods. See if we can get a nice dialogue going there. Palmer. Crane. And we've got nothing here. Cool. So yeah, we'll keep an ear out. Ooh, stuff. How is the health of everyone doing in the hospital right now? Recovering. Great. Feels like if he he doesn't need help. I want to say toxic masculinity is to blame. This feeling that a man must deal with everything himself since he is a man. Just on the language alone, he hasn't brought up his own masculinity. There's definitely a lot of pride and it's hurt.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Doctor...
Nothing there.
What will you do after your resignation? Do you have a plan?
I always fancied visiting Cyprus. Such a beautiful island. I could buy a house there, by the sea. Read poetry and wait for death.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett. Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doc.
Goodbye, Milton.
Alright. There is way too many people to talk to. I feel like I'm gonna... Yep.
Dr. Reed, may I help you?
General questions.
What can you tell me about the epidemic, Nurse Crane? I've been out of touch since I've come back to England.
Everyday folk don't know how bad it is. The papers certainly won't tell them. Not as long as the war is raging on, anyway.
News on the front stated that the Spanish flu was under control, at least in Britain.
It seemed to be for a while, but that was only last summer. It returned with a vengeance just over a month ago.
What can you tell me about our patients here at Pembroke?
This hospital was founded to help the East End poor and needy. But since the war and the quarantine, we've had all manner of folk.
Can you be more specific?
Well, veterans, the elderly, dock workers. We even have a few mental patients. If there's space, we take them.
For how long have you been working here, Nurse Crane?
I first volunteered at the Pembroke in 1911, a few months after Dr. Swansea was appointed.
And before you arrived here?
If you must know, this was my first job.
Well, Dr. Swansea certainly has confidence in your abilities. Are you in charge of the nursing staff?
Not in an official capacity, but the Pembroke doesn't always work above board, so to speak.
What about medical protocols?
Dr. Reed, we don't have the money and resources here at the Pembroke like they do in the West End. We do what we can.
How is the duty roster organized?
Everybody works until they can't. If there's time, they'll eat a meal and shed a silent tear.
Jeez. Alright, that is really rough.
I'll see you later, Nurse Crane.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Ooh, we've got a lot to talk to him about.
Tell me, Waverly, what do you think of Dr. Strickland's enthusiasm for his experimental research?
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory. Now that, sir, is unethical.
Are you thinking about something in particular?
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery. I believe we should stick to the usual procedure, but my young colleague obviously disagrees.
Why do you wish to lead this surgery?
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be butchered to test an unproven procedure.
I don't know what the procedure is. I mean, he's not wrong. If you know a way to fix someone, you should do it the right way. You shouldn't experiment. Not when it's someone else's well-being. That would probably get us on his good side too, is trusting the judgment.
I really hope you're right about this, Dr. Ackroyd. I'm trusting your judgment on this.
I'm not the kind of man who runs away from his responsibilities, Dr. Reed. There is no need for you to be looking over my shoulder.
And are you not afraid that your rivalry with Strickland may be blinding you?
Rivalry? I guess you could call it that. But I will never be childish enough to let my personal feelings affect my judgment.
Cool. Alright. I thought I'd had more.
Thank you for your time.
That's fine.
We'll talk later.
I think everything kind of comes back to Tippett, to be completely fair. Hey.
Good evening, Mr.
Good evening, Doc.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you
I've
later.
got nothing else for him.
Words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me, what a blundering idiot.
Wheel. Oh.
It's locked, all right.
Your city needs you. Every life is an official. Every life saved by efficient medical aid is a blow struck at the heart of the flu epidemic. Volunteers make a difference. Inquire at the nearest appointments office of the Ministry of Labour and National Service to write to 15 Kings Way, London. All right. Rakesh?
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Doctor.
Such a pleasure
I'm
to
Dr.
see
Reed.
you again.
Rakesh. Nothing more.
Please show me. Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
Slightly arrogant. Mm. Ooh, okay, I gotta remember that. If I need bits, I can come here. Is that Ackroyd? I think that's Ackroyd. Yep. Thomas, we've spoken with Pippa. We need to speak to.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Pippa, I know you're very close to Milton Hooks.
Yes? Milton Hooks is my man. If you want to report me for that, just feel free, Doctor.
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins, but are you aware of the risks?
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse anymore. But here at the Pembroke, we break rules all the time.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke, but we do our best to get by. That's all any of us can hope for nowadays.
Fair point. Break. Just because your place breaks the rules shouldn't be the excuse for breaking the rules.
Milton cheats patients out of their money at this hospital, Pippa. Are you his accomplice?
Yes, I am.
Is this your definition of being useful? By abusing the sick and poor?
No. It is my definition of getting out of this useless life once and for all.
Why do you do it?
Why not? Most of the sick who paid for a bed are already dead, or will be soon. Don't you see the futility of all this?
Yeah, no, this makes me upset. Cynicism won't save you. You put a price on hope. Because that's not on.
You put a price on hope. This goes against everything you swore to uphold as a nurse.
Report me then, Dr. Reed. Report the little nurse and keep on lying about the surgical errors, the wrong dosages and diagnostics that we all covered for the sake of our colleagues.
Oh.
Whose idea was it?
What difference does it make? We did it together, and I'm guilty as charged.
Answer my question.
It was my idea first, even though Milton would say it was his, to protect me.
Ooh, oh, no, no. Milton said it was her idea.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Done that, done that, done that. Pippa makes me mad. Alright, for me to get there, I've got to go up, around, and down, unless I unlock something. Let's see if talking to Dr. Swansea lets me do something. I get that it's hard times. So you're seeing there's opportunists being opportunists. Either way, it doesn't matter. This pandemic will not get easier with us at each other's necks. No matter how we act, we must stay united to persevere as a species. True. The problem being is those types of things damage those types of things. It doesn't help.
Please, Jonathan, come in.
If anything, it makes people question whether or not to come in. It actually kills people.
In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
Mm-hmm.
There is an absurd poetry to my situation. Physician, heal thyself.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
No need to apologize. Like, that's
There's no
appropriate.
need to apologize, Edgar. You offered me sanctuary when I had none.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Lady Ashbury. Have we not... Hold on. Could we have met a Lady Ashbury already? No. Different lady. Rare species of vampires. Oh, okay. As a scholar and exegete of ancestral writings, I would never insisted enough about the importance of taking legends and ancient folklores into account when searching for hints about hidden or lost secrets. A common mistake is to take what we know for an established truth and use it to discard any contradictory material. For example, we must consider the possibility of undiscovered species of vampires and the necessity to rethink what we see as an established truth about the various types of immortals. Oh, which one of us was saying that there could be different species of vampire? I've lost where I was up to. I think it was Sunny. Ah. various types of mortals based on what we know and what we gathered through time. For how many centuries did we consider that vampire was a vernacular term for what we learned to call econ? Until the day 4 explorers of the Brotherhood found proof in Siberia that Volkods were a lupine type of vampire. Ooh. We considered these creatures to be linked to the mythological werewolf. Now, we know it's not true. What about the rest? What about the Rakshasa from my homeland? What about the Chinese Jiangxi? What about the Puchin of southern Chile? And without even leaving the beautiful Great Britain, what about the stories of bat-shaped women sometimes seen flying around James Church in Louth? What about the creature only identified as a disaster in some obscure testimonies, which tried to destroy London in 1666 by spreading plague all around the city? What about the Nimrod, the mythical figure of restless vampire hunter, sometimes described by ancestral British econs as a legendary huntsman who only feeds on his player's blood and could go unnoticed amongst mortals and immortals? I tell you, my brothers, we can never be too sure of what we could find. If only we could forget for a few minutes that we were supposed to already know. From Unveiling the Night by Usher Toltree, Primate of the St. Paul. Ooh. So there's all kinds of vampires. Rakesh. Dear Dr. Swansea, I will be glad to manage the temporary morgue as soon as it's opened. As I have already told you, I was a doctor during the war, and I will be glad to serve my country again. I know it's not the same as being a physician for the dead as it is for the living, but I believe it is important to welcome and take good care for the departed too. Rest assured, I will do the best to fully perform this new duty to the best of my ability. Concerning the question for my qualifications, I'm sorry I can't give you anything more valuable than my parole. Parole? I swear to you that my regiment made me a doctor during the war, and that I saved many lives. If my word is not enough for you, I can contact the military administration to verify my experience and skills. They will confirm that even if I never followed any medical studies, the war taught me what a doctor really needs to know. Okay. So he was never formally a doctor.
Do you need...
I have just a...
Then ask away.
You mentioned something about a secret society. A brotherhood, if I recall. Could you elaborate?
Certainly. I've been a member of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole for several years. We are pledged to monitor and report vampire activity in England as impartial scientific observers.
That explains your nightly wanderings about the docks and the questions you ask.
I feel it wasn't mere coincidence that led us to that part of town. There was something as yet unseen that set those chain of events in motion.
If we considered what influence Christianity has on this species, the Golden Cross seems to have power to weaken the beast of the dead, almost as if this beast of the dark is afraid of Christ's light. I don't want to discount supernatural. But a lot of what my abilities are physical. Like, we've also got written things to suggest that when I teleport, it's not teleporting. That's just a really powerful, quick jump. So it could be something that's supernatural, but now that it's in the world and it goes, like, as it spreads around, it changes. So it could be a supernatural thing that changes as it spreads.
Yet you don't fear me. And still, you know the monster that lurks beneath the civilized surface.
The Brotherhood has studied your kind for centuries. We believe you are as supernatural as a lion is to a gazelle.
Okay. So they don't think supernatural at all.
Since you seem quite the expert on vampires, what could you tell me about my condition and how it came about?
As men of science, our first step is always to start with what we know. Forget the myths, the hackneyed scrawlings, and the penny dreadfuls. They do not scratch the surface of the truth you now find yourself in.
The sun. The morning following my transformation. Its rays burned me. There was pain, smoke, and my skin blackened.
You will find there is very little that can kill a vampire, my friend. You have been offered relative immortality. The sun will most certainly hurt you, leaving you weakened and damaged, but it will not destroy you.
Okay. It could be a quick dismemberment, rememberment of all your molecules quick enough to the point. Fully stops operating. Immortality is less explainable. It's not unheard of. Things like the zombie ant functions do exist in real life. Ooh, I know that one. Cordyceps.
Must I take a life to live?
You are a vampire. You feed, and blood is the sole sustenance that can sustain your immortal frame. And only a living creature contains the nourishment you require.
I must kill. It has to be living blood.
Since I'm the one working for you, what should I know about Pembroke Hospital?
Well, for many years, we have been the only medical facility in this part of town that people can rely on. We support the community here, as well as provide health care.
Where do we stand today?
Oh, to be honest, we cope on a day-to-day basis. The first wave of the Spanish flu last summer took us by surprise. We lack many of the basic necessities needed.
That's not good.
What do you expect of me?
What we need is hope. You were a soldier. This is a war. This white coat's still a uniform. We fight to help the poor, the sick of the East End, the forgotten.
Fair enough.
The man we pursued and slew in the canning factory, William Bishop, I believe, was he a vampire?
He was a Skal, technically speaking. The debate rages as to their classification. Some think them a subspecies of vampire, others something else.
How do Skals come into existence?
The name means slave. The etymology may indicate that they are a lesser species of vampire. From what I know, vampires tend to despise them.
Hell yeah. Now we fight for the people. We fought for king and country, and now we fight for the people. And the Skal, it's unsure. Even like someone that's researched them doesn't quite know.
Just for clarity, what differences are there between myself and a Skal?
A Skal is easier to eliminate, Jonathan, even if they remain formidable foes for the unprepared. Vampires... Now, vampires exist beyond the mortal realm.
Okay. So a Skal is still living. A vampire is immortal.
We'll see each other again soon, Edgar.
I think that's what's implied anyway. Boof. Ooh, that does sound good. It's actually where Slavic people get the name from. Oh. Alright. Fucking love etymology.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet lady of mercy.
The vampire.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a the lady who saved me that night.
Ooh, nice
before
catch.
vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Have any of the patients given you trouble?
These poor souls have so little left to live for. I do my best to ease their pain.
The world would be a better place if it were cared for by women like you.
You make me blush. I am simply a necessary evil.
Pardon my boldness, Your Ladyship, but I have questions concerning this condition we share.
As a newborn, your hunger for answers is rivaled only by your thirst for blood. But the questions need wait.
I'm a scientist. My trade is in the deciphering of mysteries, and I need information to feed my mind.
I will gladly answer every question you have, but first, prove yourself capable of resolving my predicament without eating the culprit.
Oh boy.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
the landlord, right?
What are your expectations? Please be precise.
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an excellent position to ask innocent questions and deftly learn the identity of my blackmailer.
Oh.
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, a vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient or their family.
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it yourself.
Someone within the hospital.
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all fangs and hypnotic eyes ablaze, the blood would run like a river. That's what I hope to avoid. Violence has a tendency to spiral out of control.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
Okay. I'm getting XP for doing missions, so I feel like side quests are going to be really important. Alright.
Simpletons, these nurses. Bred with no respect. What?
Must not
What is this? Who are you? Get out of our room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Shut up. No. Please, calm down.
Please, calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman.
Oh.
You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze to death before getting you a blanket.
You seem to know more about the goings-on here than anyone else. Beware, Miss Jones, in case suspicion should fall on you.
That's it. Blame the old and infirm. I see those little bitches' greedy little eyes. Just waiting for me to pop off, they are.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round.
I do know about some of the... Doris Fletcher. Oh, were we not just talking to a Doris?
Miss Jones.
No.
Greetings. How do we feel? I'll come and...
It's getting kind of late. No, that's alright. I don't imagine I'd be up too much later, so thank you very much for coming in, and I'll see you another time. Catch you later.
The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
But the suffering continues.
Let's talk to Pippa. Actually, you know what? It's 6 in the morning. This is a good enough time as any for me to go to bed myself. Thank you everyone for joining me. I will be playing another time at some point later on, whether it be Helldivers or this game. But I will catch you next time. Thank you everyone and good night.